अभी पीछे he said India's is a dead economy. अरे मेरे भाई, किसी शब्द का इस्तेमाल करने से पहले अगर डिक्शनरी मीनिंग नहीं तो कॉमन सेंस मीनिंग ले लो. डेड वो होती है चीज जो नो लाइफ. हियर इज एन इकोनॉमी विच ग्रू लास्ट क्वार्टर एट 8.2%, उसके पहले एट 7.8%. क्योंकि बाहर में किसी ने बोला था डेड इकोनॉमी, तो नेताजी ने उसकी बात करके. तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि ये जो करते हैं इसकी एंटरटेनमेंट वैल्यू नहीं है. एंटरटेनमेंट वैल्यू काफी है. पर ऑन द वन हैंड यू हैव leaders who dedicate their lives to transforming the country, who work around the clock, and then you have elements of buffoonery. I'm choosing my words carefully. Elements of buffoonery. I did not call him a buffoon. I said elements of buffoonery. क्योंकि ये होता है, इधर की बात उधर की बात. तो मैं आपको याद करवाना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि आज उन्होंने ड्यूरिंग द सेशन मेरा नाम लिया in the context of some developments elsewhere, the Epstein Files. तो मैं I just want to share some information with you. पिछला जो संविधान दिवस हुआ वो था शायद 26 नवंबर को 2025 में. मैं भी था वहां पे. इट वॉज इन दी सेंट्रल हॉल ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, जो हमारी पुरानी बिल्डिंग का है. लगता है कि वो जब प्रोग्राम कार्यक्रम खत्म हुआ, ही केम अप टू मी, और जो इनकी स्टाइल है जब मूड में होते हैं तो ही विंक्ड एट मी लाइक दिस. सो आई वाज आल्सो अम्यूज्ड, ये क्या कह रहे हैं. सो ही सेज नेम इज इन इंटरेस्टिंग प्लेसेस, नेम इज इन इंटरेस्टिंग प्लेसेस. तो मैंने उनसे पूछा, मैंने कहा यू वांट टू नो व्हाट द फैक्ट्स आर, डू यू वांट टू नोट ऑन इट. सो आई एक्चुअली सेंट हिम अ नोट. ये 26 नवंबर की बात है. आज मैं इसको क्यों दोहरा रहा हूं बात को, क्योंकि इनकी एक प्रवक्ता है, उसका नाम है सुप्रिया श्रीनाटे. श्रीनेटे. ओके, साउंड्स अ महाराष्ट्रियन नेम. आई शुड नो यार. इट्स अ महाराष्ट्रियन नेम ना? नहीं? Okay, wherever she's from. She may have contested from UP, but coming to the point, she says, after all these baseless allegations that he made, that, you know, India-US trade deal, this, that, because there is some grip, there is some blockage, etc., and Anil Ambani and Hardeep Puri took my name. So the question she raises in this email, who introduced Hardeep Puri, I presume, to Epstein? So I just want to tell you that these facts are all known, they're in the public domain. 3 million emails have been released. All right? In these 3 million emails, I am in New York for 8 years. Okay? We are talking about the period 2009, May, when I joined as India's ambassador to the UN in New York, and when I became a minister in 2017. 8 years ही हो गया ना? Okay. 9 to, yeah. Then there are references to possibly 3 or 4 meetings in 8 years. And if anybody has seen my website or had done the homework, but I decided to tell the Yuva Necha, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, because he winked at me and asked me, name an interesting places. So I said, I'll send you a note. And in that note, I told him that after I retired as India's ambassador to the UN, a few months later, I was invited to join the International Peace Institute. The International Peace Institute is an institute which was set up many, many years earlier for the purposes of international peacekeeping by the UN. But I was not part of the IPI per se. I was Secretary General of something called the Independent Commission on Multilateralism. This was a commission set up in the IPI as a project to see if the United Nations was fit for purpose on the occasion of its 75th anniversary. Okay? Now, the president of this, the chair of this was a former Prime Minister of Australia. I was the Secretary General. My boss in the IPI, Mr. Terry Rod Larson, was the person who knew this particular infamous person, Mr. Epstein. And it is as part of a delegation of the IPI or the ICM that I met Mr. Epstein on a few occasions, 3 or maximum 4. And the ICM was dealing with international issues, thematic issues, and Mr. Epstein was not part of it. The kind of people who were on the ICM were the former Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Kevin Rudd, was a chairman. Borge Brende from Norway, who I believe is the head of a World Economic Forum now. Hannah Tete from Ghana. Jose Manuel Ramos Horta from Timor-Leste. He is the president now of Timor-Leste. Miss Patricia Espinosa Cantanello from Mexico was a co-chair. And ICM worked on key international issues to see how the UN could be made fit for purpose. Acha, is Doran, very interestingly, in 8 years, there are 2 references or 1 email which I exchange, which is because they have introduced me, that is, my contacts have introduced me to a man called Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman was the founder of LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you are on LinkedIn. I suspect many of you are on LinkedIn. So I meet Mr. Reid Hoffman of LinkedIn, and after the meeting with Reid Hoffman, I send a message. Now, the Epstein Files, the Yuva Neta should know, are about wrongdoing, criminal offenses. The Epstein Files are about charges that he had an island where he used to take people to indulge their sexual fantasies, charges of pedophilia, and there are victims of this. Those victims have brought cases against the people in authority. My interaction has got nothing to do with that. My interaction, and this is the only substantive email, there are 1 or 2 others also I'll give you. This is dated 13th November 2014. It's a long email. Anybody wants a copy, it's available on the internet. The DOJ, Mr. Rahul Gandhi says, the Department of Justice has put out flights. Arey bhai, duniya ne dekh liya, usko analyze kar liya. What am I telling Mr. Reid Hoffman on an email which is copied to Epstein? I'm saying, I am now convinced more than ever that India today presents a terrific opportunity for internet-based economic activity. I'm just reading out parts of it. India, with 200 million users, is the world's fastest growing country for internet users. 5 million users are added every month, and India will have 500 million users by 2018. Newly elected Prime Minister Modi's focus to revive the Indian economy includes an audaciously ambitious plan to expand rural internet coverage to 250,000 villages by 2017 from the existing 130,000. Another major focus of the Modi government is the Make in India campaign. English, the language through which the Western world sees India, is spoken only by a limited percentage of India's population, less than 10% to be precise. And then the Modi government is placing strong emphasis on innovation and skill creation. LinkedIn's 28 million clientele constitutes its second largest market after the US. Vaya, here is a professional. I'm not even part of the government. In the month of November 2014, I was a private citizen. Somebody says they want to look at India. I may have a meeting with Reid Hoffman, who is the founder of LinkedIn, on the west coast of the United States. And I start my email by saying, I am now convinced more than ever that India today presents a terrific opportunity, and that Reid Hoffman should visit India to see the changes which are coming. Or another thing I want to tell you, ये जो चीज़ें मैं बोल रहा हूँ, Digital India, Make in India, I'm talking about this in the month of November 2014. If memory serves me right, these projects started in 2015. So here I was a far-sighted private citizen who knows what kind of work the Modi government is going to do and the kind of transformation is here. So if this is what it is, this is what they call Hardeep Puri's name appears in the Epstein Files. Yeah, name. 2 pages. एक और बताऊं. This is even more interesting. They saw after a while that I had no interest in their kind of activities. So एक email है from Terry Rod Larson. By the way, Terry Rod Larson का मैं आपको बता दूं, he was not only the president of the IPI, but he was also the same person who had actually initiated the work on the Oslo Accords, जो Middle East में हुआ था. Let me also tell you, I'll read out the para. Terje Rod Larsen came to prominence as a key figure in the 1990s negotiations led to the Oslo Accords, the first ever agreements between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, when he served as the director of the Fofo Institute. Arey bhai, at that stage, this is what he was doing. Now, all this I had sent in a note to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, hoping that he will understand. But periodically, Priyanka ji से आपके मंत्री महोदय का भी नाम एप्स्टाइन फाइल्स में आया. अरे भाई, और पढ़ तो लो कहां पे फाइल आया है. और दूसरा एक और मैं ईमेल दिखाता हूं. ये 2014 के मैंने पढ़ी है, आपको इंडिया के बारे में असेसमेंट दी. ये ईमेल है इन दोनों के बीच में, लार्सन और जेफरी एप्स्टाइन के बीच में. ये दिसंबर 25 का है. दिसंबर 25 का क्या मतलब है? क्रिसमस डे. ओके, तो एक तरह से सीजन ग्रीटिंग हो रही है. देन ही रिफर्स टू मी एप्स्टाइन एंड ही सेज टू फेस्ड. दिस इज इंग्लिश. टू फेस्ड का मतलब क्या हुआ है? यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ टू फेस्ड? व्हाट डज इट मीन? कि आदमी ठीक नहीं है. उनके वैल्यू सिस्टम में बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं था, बिकॉज दे वर डीलिंग विद समथिंग एल्स एंड आई डिड दैट. उसके बाद वो जवाब देता है लार्सन उसको, हैव यू हर्ड द सेइंग, व्हेन यू मीट एन इंडियन एंड अ स्नेक, किल द इंडियन फर्स्ट. अरे राहुल बाबा, इसको पढ़ लेते. आपने जब बात की, प्रियंका जी ने बात की, बाकियों ने बात की, मेरा नाम एप्स्टाइन, वो हजारों मेम्स बन गई हैं. वो कह रहे हैं कि वो बड़े जो वर्ल्ड लीडर्स है वो उस लपेट में आ गए, और मेरा देश, मेरा भारत महान है, और मैं डिजिटल इंडिया की बात कर रहा हूं. सो आई वांट टू थैंक देम कि उन्होंने मेरा नाम लिया. कई इस दुनिया में लोग हैं जो मुझे नहीं जान पाते, बट थैंक्स टू दिस काइंड ऑफ बफूनरी आई एम गेटिंग अ चांस टू टॉक टू यू ऑल्सो. दीज आर द हार्ड फैक्ट्स. नाउ इन्होंने क्या बात की है? आज राहुल जी ने जब अपीयर हुए तो ही हैड कम टू स्पीक ऑन द बजट. बजट में करते करते वो मैंने इकोनॉमिक सर्वे पढ़ा है. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में ये कुछ बातें हैं, वो ये है, वो डेटा इज द न्यू गोल्ड, और फिर वो एनर्जी है, फिर वो ये है, वो तो सब तक ठीक है. फिर आके कहते हैं कि देयर इज सम काइंड ऑफ अ चोक, जिसके कारण हमने हमारी जो इंटरनेशनल इंटरैक्शन है ना, दैट इज बीइंग हेल्ड हॉस्टेज टू सम प्रेशर. अरे मेरे भाई, थोड़ा सा पढ़ लिख लो. 50% of India's GDP is in the external sector, which is the value of goods and services exported and imported, the remittances. For India, it is very essential that we have international agreements and trade agreements, free trade agreements. Which other country in such a short period of time has pulled off 9 trade agreements? The whole world is praising the Prime Minister for his reforming India, for transforming it from a $2 trillion to a $4 trillion economy, for moving it from the 10th position to the 4th position and onward to the 3rd position. The IMF has raised our expectation of rate of growth from 6.6 to 7.3%. We have signed a trade deal with the EU, 27 countries, which was pending for 16 years. And thereafter with the US. And the US also, this is a framework agreement of an interim arrangement. More work will be done. देखिए, मैं trade negotiator रहा हूं. I don't know what year was Mr. Rahul Gandhi born? 75. Well, in 1981, I was part of India's delegation to the General Agreement, Tariffs and Trade. And I can tell you, as a trade negotiator, you never negotiate on terms, on conditions which you lay out. You negotiate in a condition which is given. Today, everybody says it's a very turbulent global situation. In the midst of all that, the Prime Minister and the trade team have succeeded in getting a very good deal. Now, usme ye hai, nahi hai, that's not the purpose of my presentation. But पता नहीं उसको लिंक कर दिया. एक कोई इंडस्ट्रियल है, उसका नाम मैं नहीं लूंगा, उसका नाम भी है, वो अभी अरेस्टेड क्यों नहीं है? अरे भाई, दैट इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैज टू फेस्ड issues here. His proximity to you was higher than any proximity he has with us. Whether he's arrested or not, it's not the issue. How are you linking these things? Sadak pe koi, a camel is walking, on the other side is a dog walking, he's linking the two. I think the dog barked in a neighboring city and the camel ran. This is the kind of logic. This is young. There is an entertainment value. I said there are elements of buffoonery. But please, since you made a reference to me and my name in the Epstein Files, there are many of you sitting here. I don't want to name you. Some in the front row, some who asked me, sir, ये क्या बोल रहा है? और मैंने कहा, यार, क्या बोल रहा है? पहले देखो. मैं भी ढूंढ रहा था opportunity. I was holding my fire. मैंने एक बार ठीक कहा, प्रियंका जी ना, आपके भी मंत्री का मंत्री महोदय का नाम है. अरे बताओ तो सही नाम है. आज उसने कुछ बोला. सुप्रिया श्रीनट्टे ने एक सवाल पूछा कोट ट्वीट में, आपको किसने इंट्रोड्यूस कराया था? तो मैंने आपको इंट्रोडक्शन की भी बात बता दी. अगर आप मेरी वेबसाइट पढ़ लेते, इट्स इन पब्लिक डोमेन, बड़े सालों से है और ऐसा है, इसमें कोई बात नहीं है. सो दिस इनुएंडो एंड स्मीयर कैंपेन हैज गिवन मी द प्रिविलेज and the opportunity to talk to all of you and place the facts before you.